First tonight, the Metropolitan Police says they'll form a ring of steel around Remembrance events this weekend. Over 70,000 people are expected to flock to London tomorrow for pro-Palestinian demonstrations as veterans will gather to commemorate fallen servicemen and women for Armistice Day. March organisers say they'll stay away from the cenotaph, but there are fears football hooligans are also planning to descend on the capital. Despite initial pressure from Number 10, Metropolitan Chief Sir Mark Rowley says he legally has no power to stop pro-Palestine marches. More than 1,000 additional officers from across the UK are being drafted in to support the 2,000-strong Met Police presence. There'll be exclusion zones around key remembrance sites and a 24-hour police presence at the cenotaph. Now, it comes as there's criticism of some attending the weekly marches as they appear to have very little knowledge of the conflict.
When Hamas invaded Israel on the 7th of October, what was your initial reaction to that?
I don't believe they did today, Hamas.
I think so. Honestly, I think I need to be a bit more clued up on everything that's going on. So I feel like I'm not really qualified to answer that too well.
I mean, I'm not sure if I've seen anything that shows that that's actually happened or actually correct.
Well, it actually did happen, and it actually was correct. And listening to those absolute morons is very depressing. Of course it is. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of clinging on to is if you go and do vox pops in any very large crowd, you will find some very, very, ill-educated people. However, the substance of what they were saying, as in the massacre at the music festival, probably didn't happen. That is worse. Yeah. Than idiotic. I mean, that's a very, very damaging thing to say. So putting that to one side, just tonight, obviously, I think most people in London and around the country are anxious about what's going to happen tomorrow. There is a high level of anxiety. There's a high chance of some trouble. I think the police are in an incredibly difficult situation. They've got their own Home Secretary, who we would all hope would be on their side and would be working as a team with the Metropolitan Police. That clearly isn't happening. We saw Suella Braverman yesterday saying the police are picking sides and have favourites. So we'll obviously discuss. And then there's the policing challenge. They're saying that the two sets of marchers, the Armistice veterans, are going to be kept a mile away from the pro-Palestine marchers. And we know that there will be, as most of us are well aware, there will be bad people coming to London to have a fight tomorrow.
Well, apparently not. Apparently not. According to Sir Mark Rowley, there's no credible threat to public safety. This comes hand in hand with the fact we learned today that, according to police intelligence, there's going to be trouble, and that's why he has called in, 1,000 extra officers from around the country, cancelled all leave, and vowed to form a ring of steel around the cenotaph. What in all of that leads to a man saying there's not going to be any trouble?
Well, he's saying the bar isn't high enough.
What a load of rubbish. The guy wants this march to go ahead because, like most coppers, he's pro-Palestine. It's as simple as that. Well, there is so much evidence to show that police favour left-wing demonstrators.
No, well, surely it's about the legal. It's about the legal. It's about the legal bar. You can't go round, Kevin.
Kevin, let Penny speak.
You really cannot have a government, have a country where you just pick and choose the laws that you decide whether you're going to abide by or not, Kevin. Really, that way anarchy lies.
I'm in favour of the march going ahead. I'm in favour of the pro-Palestinian march because I believe in the right to protest. I don't like the idea of it. I'm against it, but I'm in favour of the march. I just don't understand when Rowley says there's no credible threat of trouble, what the hell he thinks he's talking about.
As I said, it's about the legal threshold.
It's going to kick off. It's going to kick off. He'll be out of a job by Wednesday.
Well, I tell you what is going to happen. Sorry, Isabel. All I was going to say is that the organisers are saying that this could be 500,000 people. Well, we shall see whether it's 500,000 people. But if one single person who is involved in the Armistice Day commemorations is even remotely hurt or in any way, shape or form, do you honestly think that the police will not come down on them like a ton of bricks?
No, but I'm just saying, why does he say... He has told the Prime Minister that he sees no credible threat of significant trouble
Which is
tomorrow.
clearly ridiculous.
He's the only person on the country, as you say, Isabel, absolutely ridiculous.
So Penny, let's just pick up on the legal point that you made, because what is in the Met Police's gift is to actually apply to the Home Secretary for a banning order. And as Kevin says, they claim that there is an insufficient threshold. The words they actually used were insufficient intelligence to suggest that there was a serious threat of disorder or threat to security. So they're not going to apply to the Home Secretary to make that ruling. Now, I don't think you need any kind of technical intelligence. All you need here is common sense, OK? You've got an awful lot of people coming to London on a very sensitive time, on a very sensitive day, the eve of Remembrance Sunday, Armistice Day. You've got tensions running incredibly high. We know that there are a number of very unsavoury characters from many different organisations who are coming. This has disaster written all over it, and I think there's been a terrible failure of leadership, both from the Met and from the Home Secretary. And actually, frankly, the buck stops with Rishi Sunak. He could have got a grip of it. Where has he been? He's invisible.
Well, I think normally you have about 20,000 people who come down for Armistice. So if there's another... when they say that in terms of intelligence, there's enough people coming down that the police can handle. We're not going to have 500,000 pro-Palestinian people in the march and 500,000 people to defend the cenotaph. There's enough for them to control.
I bet it's not 500,000, by the way.
Maybe it's 500,000.
No, well, we said it could be, you know, somebody was saying it's 70,000.
There's enough
so there are
police
huge
to control
differences.
what's happening at the moment. I've said I think they should cancel the march, not be banned. I think they should cancel it out of respect for the weekend. However,
The organisers
should cancel it. However, if the government interjected and banned it, they can ban the march, they cannot ban people from gathering. So what you'd have instead is everyone going down there regardless and being stuck in one place, and we're definitely going to then see trouble.
This is exactly what a lot of police insiders are saying. They are saying the reason the police don't want to ban it is because they know the marchers will still come. And when they come to a static gathering rather than a march, then in some ways the police who are there have a duty to arrest them all. If there are tens of thousands of people, it's
a lot of that, haven't they, so far?
but the point is they're saying if there are tens of thousands
of
people, it's physically impossible for the police to do that. So the police think the safer thing to do is to let the march happen.
I think what we can all agree is what has happened in recent days has massively raised the stakes. It's drummed up a huge amount of publicity, so this thing will be a lot bigger than it would otherwise have been.